Hey guys, it's Powder Sugar Baby. Hey guys, it's good to see y'all again. I am just dropping off my friend that I was picking up from work, and I'm on my way. I want me some fish, so I think I'm going to go to Long John Silver's and get me a couple pieces of fish and some onion rings. And then I'm going to go home and fill out some more job applications. My daughter has tonsil stones. Maybe I will film us trying to remove them. So anyway, this video is about process, and the reason I am making it is because one, Kiana opened the door, and then some legal issues happened that really just kicked the door straight on in. So Kiana, if you all don't know, her name is Big Cuz 52. She does have a YouTube channel. She did medical tourism, and she had the gastric sleeve done, and she got off of YouTube for a little while, and when she came back, she was talking about her process of losing weight and the things that she was going through. And she was talking about things that she thought she had settled, she now knew, or had mourned, or an issue that she thought she had gotten over. She now knew that as she was losing the weight, those issues had returned, and she said that she really had not processed or dealt with the issues. She just fed them. And when she said that, it was like a light bulb went off. And then, and I kept trying to search my soul and my heart, and whatever I was doing. And then something recently, right before Thanksgiving, happened. And it just floored me. I'm telling you, if you've ever seen somebody who's got their feet kicked from up under them, that's how I felt. I felt like somebody had just knocked my legs from under me emotionally. I just could not process, and I was numb, and I was just stunned and in disbelief. I mean, I just went through the gamut, but I knew, come on, these kids just cross the street anywhere. But I digress. Anywho, so the issue happened right before Thanksgiving, and I was just trying to just keep my head above water because it was in like the week before finals. I mean, it was just going down. And so I was trying to study for finals. I was trying to just maintain until Christmas break. And so I did, praise God, hang in there until finals was over. But let me tell y'all something. When finals was over, I broke, and I think I cried for hours. And every time I thought I was over and done, I would cry some more. And it helped, because crying is a stress reliever. Because my blood pressure was probably out the chart. I wouldn't even go have it checked. But once I got to the point, but before I started to cry, I had sat down and just talked about how I was feeling. And I was embarrassed. I was ashamed, afraid. I felt like I failed my kids. I felt like what happened was my fault. I felt like I had been asleep for the last, I had just checked out. That's how I felt. I felt like I checked out, and now when I got slapped back into reality, hell was breaking loose. And so I didn't know what to do. Didn't know what to say. So, but during all of this, I was determined that I was not going to feel it. I was not going to deal. I was not going to pick up and keep moving like wasn't nothing going on, because that's how I've dealt with everything. Whatever major tragedy or catastrophic situation came my way, my motto was, I gotta keep it moving. I just have to keep it moving. And so because she realized that she hadn't processed anything, she just was feeding it. It was like bingo. Okay, now okay, I got a starting point. So now I know I haven't processed anything. So now where do I go? So like I said, when this other issue came up, I stayed right there until I could put words to what was going on. And I'm telling you, when I finally said, I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm disappointed, I'm afraid, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to fix it, I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, how I'm going to get some help. Once I began to, I felt like a failure. I mean, everything I was feeling, I said it. And when I went to bed that night and got up the next morning, I felt completely different. I felt free. Even though the situation was still going on, those things that had a hold of me, those feelings, those emotions that I was feeling or didn't know how to express, and the shock and the numbness had finally wore off. And I think that was like Thursday or Friday, but baby, that's Saturday. I went to our E3 meeting was there, and when I hit the door and they said, "Are you all right?" I broke into tears, and I just cried and cried and cried, and they was like, "You ain't got to tell us what's going on. It's all right." And I just kept on crying. It ain't funny, and really, right now, I still want to tear up, but it's not that I want to cry about the situation. It's that once I really sat down and thought back to where it all started, I can pinpoint it back to when my grandfather lived, and that's been almost 13 years ago. My grandfather, I went to work, I got up, went to the hospital. My grandfather died. He died at 6:50 something, and my job was right down the street, and at 7 o'clock I was clocking in. And I never looked back. I cried for him when he passed, but I never dealt with all that meant to me, him leaving. And then 30 days later, my father died, and it was like, I gotta worry about my grandma, because she done lost her husband and her son in a matter of 30 days. My kids have lost their great-grandfather and their grandfather in 30 days. But I didn't process the fact that I lost my father and my grandfather in 30 days. That wasn't a concern to me. It was everybody else. So it was like, baby, put your bootstraps on and keep it moving. And so when stuff would happen, especially major stuff that was going on, I just didn't process it. I would just be like, you know what, I ain't got time to deal with this, I'll deal with it later. And I never dealt with it, then something else would happen. And then I was in a car accident and got my leg mangled, and I got a plate in my leg, and my leg is all deformed, and it's like, it's not badly deformed, but it ain't the leg I was born with. So to me, it's deformed. And so but I didn't process it. My thing was, get me in rehab, get me up out this bed, teach me how to walk again, so I can get the hell out of here and take care of my kid. That was my concern. I wasn't concerned about, you almost lost your life in a head-on collision. You're forever going to be with this piece in your leg, and it could possibly work its way loose, and then you got to go back and have surgery again, and it's always going to hurt, and the color of your leg is always going to be darker than your other leg. And I did not deal with any of that. My concern was getting back so that I could take care of my kids. That was it. And so now is, oh my God, I never grieved for me. I never processed the hurt and the pain. And so now it's like this brand new journey. And I felt like I was dishonest even with you all, because it was like, okay, you gotta love yourself. Do the 90 days challenges of loving me. But I was a hot sizzling mess. Hold on, guys. I'm about to order my fish. Okay, guys. I'm back. So, like I said, I felt like I had really not. I felt like I had failed you all too, because I was doing the 90 days of loving me, trying to get you all to love your own self. And it's like, well, chick, you ain't been taking care of you. How you gonna tell somebody to take care of their own self? But I'm learning that that saying is true, that you cannot care for or love somebody until you love yourself. And so now I am on that quest to forever be in the moment and process what is going on, because I don't ever want to be in this or feel like this again. So my advice out of this whole story is when you find yourself in a difficult situation, hurtful, fearful, life-altering, life-threatening, grief of an end of a relationship, the death of a loved one, losing your job, whatever that has transpired in your life, because life is a journey. Process it. Don't do that. I just got to keep it moving, because you will find that 13 years down the line you will crash. And sometimes it'll be a crash that you just will not make it back from. And I'm telling you, I just didn't think. I was like, man, I don't know if I got it in me to do it. But I do know that I am a believer in Jesus Christ, and I know that I believe all things work together for my good, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I knew that once I processed and I said, it's gonna be okay, I'm gonna make it through this, I was gonna be okay. But I had to get there first, because let me tell you, when it first blew out, it was, I didn't think I was gonna make it. So, and process what you feeling. Don't let people negate your feelings. Don't let somebody make you feel like you shouldn't feel that way, because it's your feeling. Whether they approve, whether they understand it, whether they feel like it's right or wrong, it's still all about you and how you feel. So own what you feel what you feel, and work through it. And don't just stuff it, because it will come back to haunt you. And it may come back in a way that you just don't have you'd be like, where the hell did that come from? And trust me. So I love you guys. I hope this helped you. And I did not hold up my end of the deal with you all. I do truly apologize. I am going to do better. And this time when I when I do it, I'm going to do it fully. I now have full access to all of me, whereas in the beginning I just had access to part. And I'll explain that in another video. But I love you guys, and you be good to yourself, love yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video.